Traditionally in animal sheltering, we think about physical health. That would be food, water, shelter, medicine, and we've been doing great at those things. But there is an area where we want to emphasize we can do better for the animals, and that is with their mental health. Mental health plays a big impact on how they do while they're in our care. It can be stressful to be in a shelter setting, and so by beefing up our behavior and our enrichment programs, we are able to preserve their mental health so that they are happy, so that they show well to adopters, and so that they ultimately make that connection that leads to a final positive outcome in a new home. Playgroups are probably one of the most integral interventions that we can provide to offset fear, anxiety, and stress in the shelter. When animals are able to get out and to be social and to express natural behavior, what we find is that it opens them up to all sorts of more positive interactions. And as a result, those dogs end up coming back to their cages and they sleep better and they just have a more comfortable experience while they're here at the shelter.
Playgroups have changed in the last year where we are trying to apply it every day. And we have seen more dogs becoming dog friendly because we are able to get more dogs out and they are coping better with their neighbors as well. Carlton is a great example of a dog who was transformed with our behavior team here at the shelter. He came in scared of strangers and we were able to take our time slowly and build his confidence through playgroups with other handlers, and he was able to get adopted.
Recently, we've added behavior medicine as an additional intervention for animals who are experiencing a high level of fear, anxiety, and stress.
The role of a shelter vet or medical staff in the mental health of shelter animals is kind of two parts. The pharmaceutical side is the first one. We use antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds, just like in human medicine. We started an anti-anxiety med for quite a few cats here, and then we changed cat intake to be able to identify these cats sooner and put them on medication sooner. The other side of that is daily rounds, like looking at the animals, putting trained eyes on all of our animals every day. Subtle behaviors like maybe more drooling in the morning, that's actually a sign of increased anxiety or separation anxiety. So having trained eyes on every animal every day helps us identify some of these behaviors that we're seeing so we can intervene in various ways.
We've always had some level of enrichment, but it was more like a peanut butter and a Kong situation. And now what we're doing is we're thinking more about all of the different senses that an animal has and how we can stimulate those in the kennel. And so that means that we're thinking about different tastes, different tactile surfaces, different smells, and we're incorporating those into a variety of different delivery methods. We've also relaunched the Mass Street Mutts program, which is giving animals an opportunity to get out of the shelter and into the community.
What is that?
Mass Street Mutts is essentially our version of a dog's day out. It's where we have volunteers are able to take dogs out for the day, go on adventures, hang out at home even. It's really been great to see them come back less stressed. They're in the kennel, kind of anxious, restless. I send them out for the day and then they get to come back and they're happy.
No.
There is an uptick in dogs that are adopted from there just because we have more information on them. Any pictures and things we have to share about them makes them more unique and more adoptable. So we are really fortunate because it is something that's very unique with Lawrence Humane.
The adoptions team has really become an extension of the behavior department. They have been providing a lot of the critical touch points for the animals that need additional intervention in order to manage their fear, anxiety, and stress. And so when they're not working with adopters, they're providing a high level of care to those animals by teaching them behavioral skills or giving them extra enrichment to ensure that their mental health is preserved and that they're ready to meet adopters with behavior that is safe and appropriate. We're also seeing animals that previously would not have been adoption candidates receive behavioral support and become ready to find loving homes and go off and find success in those homes. The animals are dependent on us for their mental and physical well-being. We've done more for their whole health than ever before, but we also know we're just beginning and we need to do more in order to maximize life-saving. But with our commitment and the community support, we won't let them down.